Grind off. So just hold it with your fingers and keep your blade flat and just saw away at it. There we go, and we'll discard the rind. Another piece here with a bit of rind on. The rest of the meat into a cube. There we go. So we've got a nice mix now of pork fat and relatively lean pork shoulder. So that goes in the fridge and that goes in the freezer. And in a little while we'll mince it all together. Right, the meat's been in the fridge and freezer for a good hour now, so it's all got to the right sort of temperature. And I've just put together the other ingredients. So what I've got here, there was 2 kilos of pork, it worked out at 650 grams of fat. So that I'm going to add 20 grams of salt, 4 grams of white pepper, 3 grams of dried sage, a couple of teaspoonfuls of mustard seed, just to give it a bit of bite. In there I've got 100 grams of soy protein and 300 millilitres of cold water. And we've got hog casings which have been washed inside and out and been left to soak in this water for an hour. And those are what we'll be using. Okay then, so it's time to mince. So there's the meat. Pop that in there. And turn on. So that's all the meat ground up. Now we'll just strip this down and take it away for cleaning. Before we start mixing in all the herbs and spices. So there's all our meat. We've got it all together now. We mix the fat with the pork before we put it through the blender so we get an even mix as it goes through. And now we put in all our herbs and spices. A bit of salt, the pepper, dried sage, mustard seed, soy protein. Give that a little mix. I have washed all my hands. Make sure they're all nice and clean. I'll just mix it in roughly to start off with. Picking it up from the bottom and turning it in. And now we'll add the water. This needs a thorough mix now, just washing it in all of it, make sure it's all well incorporated. Okay. Right, we'll cover that up and leave that for a little while we get the rest of it ready. Right, before we actually put it all into the skins, we want to make sure that the seasoning is correct. So I usually take a little blini pan and a little bit of the mix and make a little pate. And just cook that down. Fine, let's cook through nicely. And we'll give it a little taste and check on our seasoning. Very good. Just right. Okay, so now, well, this is a relatively inexpensive sausage stuffer. All I'm going to do now is just take our sausage meat and fill this tube up. Incidentally, before you start doing any of this, make sure that your surface has had a good wipe down with a antibacterial wipe or whatever. Make sure it's nice and clean. Don't want people getting food poisoning after it all. Okay, it's about as much as we're going to get in for the moment. Slide this hog casing on here. Much nicer made with hog casings rather than collagen skins. So this was a relatively cheap machine. I think it cost me about £20. And that's about it. Okay, leave a nice end on there so we can tie them up. Right, off we go then. Start lining the crank handle. Get the sausages pushed through. Try not to get any air in them. Just let it come out at its own pace. Just gently doing it. Don't want to overfill them, otherwise you're going to have burst sausages. Just gently does it. I am easing these off slightly as I'm doing it. That's the sausages made, and we'll just finish off linking them off now. So, just a little squeeze. So there we have it. A nice bunch of linked up sausages. Already they need to rest now for a good 24 hours in a cool place. Let all the flavours and everything combine, and then they're ready to be used. You can freeze them, cook them, put them on your barbecue, do what you like. Beautiful sausages. Hope you enjoy them.